Before the video starts, I am aware that I had a poll in last week's video. However, I forgot that I had a video planned out for today. So, that poll in last week's video will determine what video I create for next week. Sorry for all the confusion. Hey, what's up guys? I hope everyone is feeling great. And today I've got a super special, very highly requested yo-yo video for you today. Today is the Atlas yo-yo review. Now, before I begin this video, I've got to give a huge shout out to Chunn and YoTricks for actually sending me this yo-yo. So I actually reached out to YoTricks themselves and asked them if they could send me this yo-yo because of how many of you guys have actually been requesting for me to do a review on the Atlas. Chris quickly replied back saying he would send me the yo-yo, which is totally awesome. And so that was super nice of them. I'll have all their social medias, Instagrams, YouTubes in the description down below so you can check them all out. They're super nice guys and they make some really cool yo-yos. Now, without further ado, let's get into the Atlas review. Alright, quick history on the Atlas yo-yo. So this is actually Jake Elliott's signature 5A yo-yo. So he used this yo-yo to win the 2015 World Yo-Yo Contest in the 5A division. Yeah, his performance was super awesome, and it's really cool to see how, like, a yo-yo like this could perform all those insanely hard tricks. So if you guys didn't know, YoTricks actually has a video all about the Atlas, their own review, and so if you want to learn more about the history of the Atlas, like how it was created, how it was named, and all of that, YoTricks has a really great video all about that, so I'll link it down below in the description in case you guys are more interested in like a more in-depth history of the Atlas. And in addition, this yo-yo is also partially made by YoYo Factory. So if you're interested in how YoYo Factory had a part in creating the Atlas, also check the link in the description because YoTricks' video explains about that. So the Atlas yo-yo that I received, the blue aqua splash, goes for $80 and it will be down below in the description from YoTricks.com. Alright, so as usual, here are the specs of the Atlas yo-yo, and I want you to pay attention to the width of this yo-yo, and you'll see it's pretty strange. Alright, so let's get into the unboxing experience. So, the Atlas yo-yo comes in this really cool cardboard tube, extremely similar to the Horizon packaging and the Nine Dragons packaging. On the outside, engraved in the cardboard, it says Jake Elliott World Champion with a really cool like globe print on it, and at the bottom it says YoTricks X YoYo Factory, so the collaboration of the two. On the top, it has the color, so mine was the blue aqua splash, and opening up the box, the yo-yo is packaged in some bubble wrap and a thin foam kind of stuff. This yo-yo also comes with the Jake Elliott signature counterweight, which I talked about in the Canon yo-yo review, and in addition, as always, YoTricks included a string. But other than that, that's it for the unboxing experience. Okay, so looking around the outside of the yo-yo, there are many interesting features. So first, the color is insanely dope. The blue aqua splash looks super good, and I just really love the color. The first main thing that you'll notice is how dang wide this yo-yo is. So, like, here it is compared to the Edge, and before I said the Edge was a wide yo-yo, but like, look at it now. Yeah, the Atlas is insanely wide. So, looking around to the cup, we see YoTricks X YoYo Factory on the rim, Jake Elliott World Champion, and a really cool Atlas graphic. And now you may think that the graphic would hinder finger spins, but it actually doesn't, and I'll talk more about that in the grind section of the video. There's also a little area that will be great for finger spins too in the middle, and the shape of this yo-yo is very interesting, with several steep cuts down towards the bearing. The walls are extremely low towards the bearing too. And in the hand, this yo-yo is also very comfortable and just kind of fits perfectly in my hand. Alright, so screwing apart the yo-yo, we've got a standard center track bearing, response pads, and a short axle. So it's pretty normal for a yo-yo, but with the Atlas, it makes it work. Alright, so before I begin talking about how this yo-yo plays on the string, this is actually a 5A yo-yo and a 1A yo-yo. So like, it was designed for 5A, but also works really well with 1A. And as you know from my Canon video, I'm terrible at 5A, so my review of this yo-yo in a 5A aspect will be pretty limited. Alright, so let's get to how the yo-yo plays. So throwing this yo-yo down, it feels pretty crazy. So it immediately feels stable on the string, but it also feels light and fast. So it plays very fast, but very controlled too. The weight distribution is really interesting, and YoTricks focused it on the rims for sure, making it a really stable yo-yo. Now, let's get into the wide design of the yo-yo. So, lots of people say that a wide design would make technical tricks harder, because you could end up landing on more strings than you wanted. But to be honest, I never had any issues with this, with the yo-yo. Even in like the more dense technical tricks, this yo-yo was fine, and I'm not sure how YoTricks achieved this, but I mean, it works. So, this wide design also makes landing slacks and whips much easier. So, the string just seems to like thread through the gap much more consistently than other yo-yos I've played with. Another great thing about the wide design is that it makes getting out knots really easy. So, I feel in the yo-yo community, this aspect of a yo-yo is very underrated. But for me, it's super important. So we've all had those times when we're struggling to get a knot out of the yo-yo and we just cannot reach it. But with the Atlas, it's super easy to reach any knots. So although it may not seem like a big deal, it's super important to me. Now, real quick, one small disadvantage with the wide design is that when you switch back to another yo-yo, it feels strange and thin. So over the time I've had the Atlas, I've gotten used to this. But when I first got it and I switched to something I don't know, the Edge or something, the Edge just felt so weird. So this is just a small thing that really can't be fixed. I mean, yo-yo's meant to be wide, but I'm confident that you'll get used to how it feels switching between yo-yos. I felt the same way when I picked up a 4A yo-yo and then I picked up a 1A yo-yo. The difference was just so weird, but that's just something to note. So when you're switching between yo-yos with the Atlas and another yo-yo that's not as wide, it just feels kind of weird, so that's just something to note. So another thing that I really like about the yo-yo is that it's not too grabby. So nowadays, some yo-yos can be really grabby, and even after a small bind, I could throw a yo-yo down many times before the knot even comes out. But with the Atlas, YoTricks has reached a perfect balance with the response pads, making them not too grabby, but I'm still able to do complex binds without slipping out. Now, grabby yo-yos are actually really dangerous, and since we're using meta yo-yos, you don't want to get hit in the face with this. So, I really like that the Atlas isn't too grabby, because that really hurts when you get hit in the face. Okay, so here's why I titled this video, My New Competition Yo-Yo. So, in all my 3 competitions that I've ever competed in, I've always used the shutter.
He's from Palatine, Illinois. Give it up for Jonathan B.
Yep. And so the reason I would use the shutter is because I felt my consistency was the best with the shutter. I felt I could hit my tricks most consistently and most times rather than with any other yo-yo. But with the Atlas, it's better. And so I can actually hit my tricks even more consistently with the Atlas. So I very well might be using the Atlas in my next competition. Not sure when that will be, but yeah, that's just something to note. I really feel like I'm much more consistent with the Atlas. It's definitely due to the wide design, and I would definitely use this for competition. It's got all the features that would be great for competition. So for horizontal, this yo-yo just might be the best for it. So it spins forever, never dying out on long horizontal combos. And just like YoTricks said in their video, there are very few contact points for the string to hit the yo-yo and slow it down, which makes the spin time during horizontal tricks very easy. And if you guys are confused what I mean by the contact points and everything, again, check out YoTricks' video. They go pretty in depth about how they designed the yo-yo. Now, on the topic of grinds, this yo-yo is just fantastic. So the smooth bead blasted finish makes any finger grind, palm grind, or thumb grind really easy. So the finish of the yo-yo is super nice. Finger spins are also really good. So when I first got the yo-yo, it did take a bit of getting used to actually lock my finger in. But once I did lock my finger in, the finger spins go forever. So yeah, that's just something to note. When you're actually doing a finger spin and you're locked in, the graphic doesn't mess with your fingers at all. But when you're trying to lock in, it can be a little bit difficult. It's just something to get used to, but I'm sure all of you guys will get it. Okay, so here's my short little 5A section of the video with my limited knowledge. So the stable feel of the Atlas is really important for a 5A yo-yo because it means that when you're doing your tricks, the yo-yo is not going to get off axis even when you don't really have like control over the counterweight. In addition, the wide shape is great for 5A because it stops the yo-yo from like slowing down easier and lets your tricks go for longer. And obviously you can catch the yo-yo much easier with a wider shape than a more narrow shape with doing like cool 5A tricks in the air and stuff. So yeah. Now for a quick value for price check, I'd say that $80 for this yo-yo is really good. It's very appropriate for what you're getting. So this yo-yo is super strange, can handle just about any trick, and is so nice to have. In my yo-yo collection, this yo-yo adds such variety to it because I've got no other yo-yo just like this. And whenever I want to try to do something new or just want some variation in my day-to-day yo-yo use, the Atlas is perfect for that because it's just so different. I highly suggest all of you guys pick one of the Atlases up. They're super fantastic. Okay, thank you guys all so much for watching my review of the YoTricks Atlas. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them down below in the comments. And obviously, I post weekly videos on Saturdays. If you guys are enjoying the content, it'd be great if you could leave a like. Also, if you are new to the channel, welcome, and I hope you consider subscribing. That is it for the video. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and I'll see you in the next video.